Okay, let's take a look at this here. Let me zoom this in this way. All right, we are going to take a look at our proportional relationships. I've got four scenarios here, and I'm going to go through each of them. So if you would please find a proportional relationship scenario number one. All right, in scenario number one, I'm at a local grocery store and they're having a sale. There is a 12 pack of soda for $6. I want to know what the unit rate of the price per soda can. So I want to know for one soda can, how much is it going to cost me? So I'm going to have my money over my can, and I'm going to have $12 over 6. Yep. $12 over 6. And then I'm going to have one can. Actually, not $12 because it's 12 cans over $6. Let me rephrase that. I don't know why I said that'd be really expensive. Cans of soda here. Oh, did my thing break? I think so. It did. All right, let's just hope Miss Roberts isn't making another mistake. All right, so I'm going to have 12 pack over $6. All right, I'm going to go from $6 to, I did it again. I'm going to do this. Grab one more. Okay. Maybe I can get this right this time. All right. 12 pack for $6. I'm going to have money over cans, and it's going to be $6 over 12 cans. I'm going to set a proportion up to find out how much it is for one can. Well, I'm going to divide by 12. What I do on bottom, I must do the exact same thing on top. And 6 divided by 12, well, that's 1/2, because 6 over 12 is 1/2, which that is equal to 0.50. So 50 cents per can. Okay. Number two, complete the data with the information above. So for 12 cans to $6, well, how did I get from 12 cans to $6? Well, I multiplied 12 by 0.50. So 12 times 0.50 should get me to $6. Well, one can times 0.50, I should be at 50 cents a can. Well, 48 times 0.50, doing the same process, I should be at $24. Okay. Well, if I spent $18 and I multiplied it by 0.50 for each can, I should have 36 cans total. Meaning, if I say, okay, I have X number of cans, I'm still going to do the same process. What's going to be my Y total? Well, X times 0.50, yes, that's going to equal Y. Okay. Or in other terms, I say is X times 0.50. Okay. So write an equation that represents the relationship of total number of cans and total price. Well, I'm going to say that my price of Y is equal to X times 0.50. And usually you see it written as Y equals 0.50X. Okay. So graph the relationship below and label my axes. So I'm going to have cans on bottom. I'm going to have money on the side. Okay. So let's say this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have two cans, well, I know that one can is 50 cents. If I double from one can to two cans, I know I'm going to have $1. And if I double from 2 to 4, I'm going to double 1 to 2, and it's going to be 4. For 6 cans, it's 3. For 8 cans, it's 4, and so on and so on. And if I think about it, if I have 0 cans, did I spend any money? Well, the answer is no. So I'm going to take my dots here, and I'm going to create a straight line. All right, scenario number 2. Junior wanted to ride the roller coaster at Six Flags. The sign says you have to be 48 inches to ride the roller coaster. It moves at a rate of 90 feet per second, and the roller coaster travels a distance of 5,400 feet. What is the unit rate in number of feet per second the roller coaster would move? Okay, well, it already tells me it's going to move 90 feet per second. All right, so complete the data table information. So for 1 second, I know that I'm going to move 90 feet, and that means after 1 second, I should move 90. Okay, well, if I go up from 1 second to 5 seconds, I'm still going to multiply my 5 by 90, okay, giving me 450 feet that I should travel. Well, if I traveled 1,080 feet at 90 seconds per feet, how many seconds did it take me? And that was 12 seconds. Okay, all I did was I took 1,080, divided it by 9 to get me to 12. Okay, to where I have 12 times 90 is equal to 1080, because that's where the process I want to go. So I want to multiply by 90 all the way down. Okay, well, 30 times 90, that's 2,700 feet. So I'm going to work backwards for a second at 5,400 feet for 90 seconds. And I see that I get 60 seconds in all to get to 5,400 feet. Okay, so if I said, all right, I want to go X number of seconds times 90 feet per second, what should I have? And I'm going to have Y, or I'm going to have X, or 90X. Okay, because Y is usually 90 times X. That's what Y is equal to. Okay, write an equation to represent the relationship between the number of seconds and the total feet. So the total feet of Y is equal to, well, I'm going 90 feet per second. That's what the X means, is per something. Okay. All right, and I'm going to graph this here. So I'm going to have seconds on the bottom. I'm going to have feet here. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to have 90, 180. Then I should have 270, 360, then 450. And I'm going to kind of stop there. I'm going to put a 0 here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So for 1 second, I'm told it's 90 feet. For 2, it's 180. For 3, it's 270. For 4, it's 360. And for 5, it is 450 seconds. Okay. Think about the roller coaster though. If I start at 0 seconds, so my roller coaster hasn't moved yet, have I got any feet? And the answer is no. So I need to make sure that I plot a point at the origin, and I connect my dots to create a straight line. All right, scenario number 3. Kelly made cupcakes at her school. Each batch makes 12 cupcakes. So each batch makes 12. For 3 batches of cupcakes, she used half a dozen of eggs. Well, I need to stop and think. Half a dozen is equal to 6 eggs. Okay. What is the unit rate of the number of eggs per batch? Okay, well, I know that 3 batches, okay, is equal to 6 eggs. And I want to know how many eggs are for 1 batch. So if I go from 3 to 1, I'm dividing by 3. What I do on bottom, I must do the exact same thing. What I do on top, I must do the exact same thing on bottom. Well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. It is 2 eggs. So for 3 batches, I multiplied it by 2 eggs each to get me to 6 eggs. For 1 batch, we just learned that 1 batch times 2 eggs is 2 eggs. Okay. Well, if I used 12 eggs, how many batches did I have in all? I had 6 batches in all. So if I have 7 batches times 2 eggs each, that's not 17, that's 14. I was thinking of 7. That is 14. Well, if I use 36 eggs, how many batches did I use? And that's 18 times 2 to get me to 36. Okay. If I have X number of batches, I'm always going to use 2 eggs per batch to get me Y number of eggs. All right. Write an equation that represents the relationship between the number of batches and the total number of eggs. Well, eggs is equal to 2 eggs per batch. So 2 times X. And then let's go ahead and graph this. I'm going to say batches here. And then we can go, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to do eggs on the side, on the y-axis. And I'm going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So if I have 0 batches, how many eggs am I going to use? Well, 0 because I haven't started baking. So 1 batch we know is 2. Well, if I go from 1 to 2, I know that's going to be 4. 3 batches times 2 eggs is 6. 4 batches times 2 eggs is 8. 5 batches times 2 eggs is 10. And then 6 batches times 2 eggs is 12. Okay. I can connect my dots here. And I notice that I make another straight line. All right. In the last scenario, scenario number 4, Hallie makes $400 in 1 week. She works 40 hours every week. What is the unit rate that Hallie makes per hour? So she makes $400 in 40 hours. I want to know how much does she make in 1 hour. So I'm going to scale down from 40 to 1. So I'm going to divide by 40 both on bottom, and I'm going to do the same exact thing on top. Well, 400 divided by 40, that's $10 an hour. All right, so for 1 hour times 10, we learned that it's $10 an hour. Well, if I multiplied 1 by 10, I'm going to multiply 40 by 10 to get me to 400. If I made $600 or $60 for $10 an hour, I worked 6 hours. So for 20 hours times $10 an hour, that should be $200. For $840 at $10 an hour, I worked 84 hours. So if I worked an X number of hours, so if I'm telling somebody, what am I going to charge you per hour? I'm going to say, I'm going to charge you $10 per hour, and that's how much you owe me is Y. Okay. So write an equation. I'm going to say the amount I make is equal to $10 per hour, or $10 times X. So graph this relationship below and label my axis. So I'm going to say hours. I'm going to say money. And let's start with, I don't know, the easiest one. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if I have worked 0 hours so far, am I going to make any money? The answer is no. Well, for 1 hour, I earn $10. For 2 hours, I earn 20. 3, I earn 30. 4, I earn 40. 5, I'm earning 50. And I can connect these dots again to create a straight line. If you guys have any questions, please let us know.